our family. You drove Granddad away, now he's never coming back. Granddad left because of you. Nobody likes you, Huey, because you a gay-ass hater.
Oh yeah, this is the file with the Riley model. So how I first started to get here, I found, let me pull it up. I found this reference on the internet. So this is basically what I was working off of. So this made it easy for me to get the proportions and everything. So I basically started with like making simple shapes. So basically, I won't do it perfectly, but I'm just gonna show you like how it starts. So I would just make like I would just turn the model into smaller shapes, for example. Like I would turn this into like 2 spheres. Let me use my pen. And I would just, usually the model's already done, so it's right here, but I would just turn it into like somewhat the head shape. And this is basically the process for everything. And then I would merge it together. And then I would use Dynamesh. And then merge it together. And then I can start sculpting on it. So this is basically what you have to do with every single part of the model. So you just start with the little shapes. And I'm lucky that this is like a simple model, because I don't think it was that hard to do. But it's a very tedious process. And that's basically like how you start it. So this would take a while, but that's basically like the method. But you end up with getting some good results. So this is the low poly model. Wait, this is the low poly model. So I turned my high poly into these tiny like I don't know what to call them, like these tiny faces. So it could be animated smoother. If I turn on polyframe, you can see like all the little detail. And if I turn on the high poly, you can see how it smooths everything out. Like it subdivides everything multiple times to like smooth it out.
Right.
And for the clothing, I don't know if you saw, but there was like a mask, which means you could select only like part of your sculpt and duplicate it. So what I like to do for clothing is just, I'll do an example right here. Like if this was a t-shirt, I could just choose part of it, part of what I already sculpted, and then I could extract it at whatever thickness I want. And then that helps you make clothing way easier. So that's what I did for the base of this. But then to get things like the wrinkles here and stuff, you can have some like cloth brushes. These are the ones I like to use. And you can just drag a couple like seams and folds like onto the clothing. And that makes it easy to make the clothing look better. So that's what I did for down here and then the back here. And I did the same with the pants as well. I just found some seams that I can use. Yeah. And then for the shoes, it's like a simple shape. It's not perfect, but I knew the texturing is just gonna carry the whole model anyways. So I needed a simple silhouette of the shoe. So yeah, for the hair, I made one braid. I think there was a braid model I used from Sketchfab, and then I just sculpted it onto the model. So I just duplicated it and then moved it to how I want it to be, and it turned out really well. For the scalp, I did the same thing where I masked out an area, and then I got his like his actual scalp here, and it was pretty good. I have Huey in here too, because he only has 2 other things.
Okay.
Like the Riley and Huey model is the same. I just take the shirt off, and then I added this, which is his like t-shirt thing.
Yeah.
It didn't take that much to make, because I just use the masking method, and then I just pull it down. His hair, that's not it.
Afro braids.
His hair, I just used a basic yeah, his hair, I just used a basic like spear, and I just inflated it like with the brush slightly until I got like the volume I wanted. So you could pretty easily turn Riley into Huey like in just a second. So yeah, so once you're done with the high poly and low poly, I export it so I could put it into Substance Fader. So I already have it exported, so I'll just open it up. But the actual textures are gone. I don't know what happened to them, but I'll show you the process of texturing like slightly, like not too much, but so first what you want to do, this is the low poly model right here. So I'm gonna bake my details onto the low poly, which just takes the detail from the high poly and it just puts it on the low poly to make it look as sharp as possible.
Okay,
so,
wait, can you go over low poly and high poly again?
Oh, low poly is just if you look closely, like you can actually count these squares. Like it's very low density.
Gotcha.
So compared to high poly, like you wouldn't even be able to count the squares because that's how dense the model is.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that makes everything smoother. Yeah. So let me just find this model. I hope it's this one. I think it's this one. What just happened? I think it's already baked. 1 second. Wait, let me do this lower. So, just for the example, I'm gonna do it at a lower sample.
Okay.
So this just does the math on everything to make it look better. Actually, it's gonna take a long time actually.
Okay.
But I will show you the texturing part anyways.
That's fine.
Yeah. So this is basically like Photoshop, like I was saying. So these are the UVs on the right. So this is like the unwrapping part I was talking about.
Okay.
So this is his head, and then torso, and then hands. Let me start with a base color. So I just add a skin tone to start with. Hold on. So I could just like pick a color. This is like somewhat the color. And I could just you could just stack layers and build off of it. Something cool about Substance Fader is they have some materials already that you can use. So for example, cotton. Oh wait.
That's cool.
If I like drag like fabric, like I already have the fabric made, and then I can just change the color, change that to white. And now he has his tank top. He has his vest on, and this is really good for clothes. They have like denim and stuff. So when I'm making jeans, it just makes it easier to work with.
Oh, cool.
And you can just change the scale of things to make it smoother. Yeah. So that's basically the basics. There's also, you can also paint. It's not just adding layers. If this was high poly, then you could see better. But if I use his eye as an example, I could fill it with white, and then I could paint on top of that. I could paint like the iris, for example. I could like paint on top of it.
Oh wow, yeah.
And just cover his eye. Yeah. But that's usually it would be a smoother process, but it adds up very easily to get a final model. Like it's not too hard to texture in Substance Painter. That's pretty much like how it works.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, you can, when you're done the textures, you can just export them and then bring them into Blender. So I already have the Blender file.
Oh yes,
It's the whole animation file here. Yeah, you can see I have a lot. Like, how many bullet holes do I have? I have like 150 bullet holes. I just have a lot. It's a massive file. Let me see. Yeah, these are the rigs here. The gun models were free models. I just found them. But yeah, you can probably zoom out.
Oh wow.
This is the whole scene here. Yeah, I had to watch the clip multiple times to see how their house was laid out, and I just did my best to replicate it. Some parts might be off, but I think for the most part it matches up. This is the staircase here, and then you come up, and all these tiny things are bullet holes here. I could show the base color of everything.
This is so giving me like crime scene a crime scene breakdown of what happened.
Yeah, this is very detailed. You can see even the picture frame has like the wood texture on it and stuff.
That's cool.
There's a lot. These here are lights. Everything that looks like a square here, those are lights. Then you got more bullet holes in the doors, the carpet and everything. Let me go on this side. Here's the lamp. I even put a mug here. I think there's even something inside the mug. There's a lot of detail in it.
Wow.
Then you see Riley right here. If one thing I do, if they're not on the screen at the time, like I don't animate them at all. Like really just animate what the camera's gonna see to save you time.
Okay.
So Riley's just in his spot there waiting for Huey to do his animation part. So if I just slide through, I just switch the camera, and you can see this is the rig right here. So if I were to move it, then the hand would follow.
Okay.
And then these are just with the bones of the fingers. So yeah, and then I animated the camera so it looks like his POV. And the muzzle flash for the guns, those were just added in Premiere Pro.
Okay.
Because if I made it in 3D, it would be taxing on the computer. So if I'm not mistaken, I didn't sculpt the tank top like this, so I had to use a shape key, I think. Let me see.
Oh.
You have to use a shape key. So what a shape key is like, instead of adding bones and animating, you can sculpt another version of it and then call it a shape key, and you can smoothly transition from one version of it to another.
Okay.
So what I did for this was I used the move brush and I moved it up so I can tuck the gun inside his shirt, so I can easily switch back and forth from this. And I think for the talking and the like everything else with the face, I think I use shape keys too. Let me see. Yeah, look, I have mouth open. So this is how I did his talking.
Okay.
I would set a keyframe for each time he's talking, and then yeah, I'd just use that. He has a blink too. So I made his eyes open and close. And then he has a smile when he's laughing. I think there's one for the teeth. Actually no, the teeth don't have one. But yeah, but you don't have to use the full values of them. You can like slightly use them. I think I didn't use the full smile value because his teeth show too much. So I would just like stop it here. The eyebrows. I guess the eyebrows don't have one for Riley. Let me go to Huey. I don't know if Huey has anything. Huey's textures were simply, I think I was rushing Huey's textures because Riley took me pretty long. But he has the same type of thing where he has the same type of thing where you animate his mouth, animate his blink, and his smile.
That's cool.
Yeah. Pretty much it. I think I used Riley's textures, but then I would just add like a filter on them to change the color for the most part.
Okay.
To save me some time.
I like how you have the kind of like the little dark stains on the wall on the left and right side, like the where the bullet holes are. They're like little kind of dark smudges.
Yeah, like the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching the clip and the house just like the walls just looked like they were like decaying, so I had to find a way to try to like match it.
Okay.
So I just put some dirt on the walls, so I can scroll through the scene.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's not gonna play perfectly because there's a lot going on in the scene, so it's gonna lag a bit.
Okay, that's fine.
So 1 second. I'll play it through the gray version.
Okay.
So animations like cartoons, they usually use 12 FPS, or at least for the most part. But so I made mine in 12 FPS, but I don't think it was perfect. I think I had to match it up a tiny bit. I had to speed it up in Premiere Pro. But this is like the slow-mo version of the scene. So what I would do when I'm animating, I have the audio synced to this timeline, so I can hear it at the same time.
Okay.
So it makes it easier for me to match the scene. There's like a slow-mo version. Then he comes back out. And then this is pretty cool, the lamp effect.
Yeah, that was cool.
I had to like make it break in 3D. So basically for this, Blender has something called Quick Explode.
Oh, okay.
Which makes each one of these just separate themselves from the model.
Gotcha. So
everything's basically coming apart. So when at a certain keyframe, I keyframed it to all just break apart and just like fall through the table, whatever.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing.
That's pretty much it.
Wow. Now I see why it took you almost like a week, about a week. You mentioned like 5 to 7 days to complete this. That is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, when it was like a tough process, but it was a fun project to make.
Now, how would you on a scale of rating this project from like easy to expert level, where would you put this in the range?
I think I would put it at like maybe like a 7.5. It was hard, but I think I could do a better job. Even now, I think I could do a better job, and it hasn't been that long.
Okay.
I feel like I'm improving like pretty fast.
Is it just ask? Is there any other future projects you think you might want to work on that are kind of more complex that you haven't decided yet, but you have an idea that you might want to do it in the future?
You just reminded me of something I was supposed to do, actually.
Oh.
I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna say the idea.